new launch strategy. Basically, what everybody's been doing for the past like year or two is looking up essentially like your keyword volume. So you've got, a certain number of searches for every keyword on Amazon, right? So if you're trying to launch like a microfiber cloth, because I have one right here, okay? So if you're trying to launch a microfiber cloth, then you want to look for the thumbnails and look for the thumbnails. I'm stuck on this thumbnail thing, as you guys are talking about in the chat. If you want to launch a product, you got to look at the keywords that are predominant for that particular product. So maybe we would look for keywords. Let's see, maybe obviously micro fiber cloth, and cloth for cleaning glasses, screen cleaner cloth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And the list kind of goes on, and there could be hundreds of potential keywords for any particular product. And so you kind of can see with all these different tools, Merchant Words, Viral Launch, Jungle Scout, they'll tell you approximately how many searches are happening per keyword, right? So the original strategy that's been going on is people will look at maybe like giving away 2%. So essentially, if a keyword has 100,000 searches, you'd give away like 2% of that many searches. So that would be like 200 units, right? Is that right? Or is that 20%? 200? No, that's right. So you'd give away 200 units to rank for a keyword that has 100,000 monthly searches. And it works, and it still kind of works actually, but the problem is it doesn't work as well as it used to, and people are having to give away more and more units, and moreover, certain keywords, and we're finding out about this kind of recently, this is like new information that's kind of popping up, is that you would essentially have to, it's 2,000, okay, so 2,000 products, I'm bad at math, okay, so you guys know I'm bad at math. So 2,000, you'd have to give away 2,000 products to rank for a keyword that has 100,000 search volume. So if you are looking to do that, then you not only have to buy like a lot more products, but you'd also have to essentially, you would lose a lot of money when it comes to giving away all those products. So instead of doing that, instead of like looking at each keyword, because the keyword doesn't mean sales either. So if your keyword is getting 100,000 monthly searches, then it doesn't necessarily mean it's getting 100,000 sales. In fact, it's not getting 100,000 sales. It doesn't even necessarily mean it's getting 1% of those sales. So again, this is like new information, new data that's kind of like being found on Amazon as they're kind of like opening up their advertising information. We're finding out that the certain keywords result in higher percentage of sales than other keywords. So that's why this method's kind of falling out of favor, at least with me and some other sellers, is because it's not accurate, and you can give away a ton of units, like, Daniel corrected me, 2,000 units. So 2,000 units is a lot, right? Even if they're a cheap product, that's a lot of units to give away just for free, essentially, or 90% off, but it's essentially free. And, you don't want to have to do that anymore. I've done it, right? I gave away last year. I think I actually did give away about 2,000 products because I was trying to rank for a keyword that had 100,000 searches. So I've done this. Like the thing is, it does work, but it's not long term, and it's a waste of money, in my opinion. So like essentially, what we are going to do now, instead of this stupid keyword manipulation nonsense. So we're not going to do this. This is silly. This doesn't work anymore. Let's see. I think my camera died. Let me know if my camera is completely dead here. I think I froze. Yeah, let me see. I'm going to switch to my other camera here. Okay. Well, that's a lot closer. Holy cow. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Let me turn off my other camera. I figured this would happen because my camera just definitely doesn't like to work for a long period of time for whatever reason. Cool. So now I'm just using the webcam on my laptop. So yeah, forget the keyword stuff. What we're gonna be doing is actually launching the product from like the very beginning of the research phase. So we're gonna be thinking about launching while we are researching. Because what people like to do is they'll find a product and then they'll be like, okay, now how do I launch this? Like, you're not thinking about launching as you're developing the product, or I guess I should say researching the product, because it needs to happen in phase one. So phase one is like research, and phase two is kind of development. But essentially, you want to find products that are in distress, or I guess I should say, you want to find a product niche that's in distress. So what exactly do I mean by in distress? Essentially, you want to find products that the majority of the products in that market are like not rated very high, or have a major issue with them, or could be expanded upon to be made better. So, I gave a lot of ors there because there's a lot of opportunity. So it's not just like, oh, you have to find, a product that, all the reviews are like 2 stars and, it's garbage stuff. You can still find a product market that is doing really well and has a lot of good reviews, but then you just make it better. Okay. And the thing is, yeah, I won't give away your product comment. Don't worry. But you got me distracted now. So what was I saying? Okay, so product, research. So you don't want to like just pick a product because it sells well. You want to pick a product that you can improve upon. Okay, you want to pick a product that can be built better, and like that. The funny thing is, like, that's how it should always have been. But it's only like recently that people have just like started making products and then relying heavily on marketing and launch strategies and all this stuff. And the funny thing is, not just on Amazon, right? Like, we see a lot of people selling products, like even just informational products, people selling courses and services and things like that, and they all suck. But like, the people are really good at marketing, so they just get a lot of sales. And like, the thing is, that's not sustainable long term. Eventually that's going to catch up with you if you're doing that, and it's all going to kind of come collapsing down anyways. So like, that's why I, from the very beginning, have always focused on just building a good product. Like, my very first private label product was garbage. Okay, it was terrible, and I paid the price for it because like, it just wasn't good. It wasn't original, it wasn't helpful, it wasn't an improvement on the existing market, it wasn't anything. It was just another copycat product. And so like, I don't sell that product anymore, and I don't sell a lot of the early PLs that I did because I didn't focus on creating a good product. I didn't focus on like bringing value, or just building a good product for the customer. And like, if you focus on that from the beginning, then launching becomes significantly easier. And I will get into like exactly how to launch a product, but you have to understand it starts at the beginning. It starts at when you're developing and brainstorming and thinking of a product idea. It doesn't start whenever the product gets in stock at Amazon. By the time it gets in stock at Amazon, it's too late. Far too late to really do much. So building a unique product that people want, or improving upon a product market that's already in existence, is going to be the best way to go about building any product, even off Amazon, on Amazon, off Amazon, a physical product, digital product, it doesn't matter. Just building a good product is always going to be the best way to launch a product. Once you find a good product, and I will get into like, some stuff to actually help find those, because I know that they're not actually not that hard to find. So our most recent product, I didn't actually find it. My COO brought it to me at the end of last year, and he said, "Hey, I think this is a good opportunity." And so after like really looking through it, we both researched it a ton, and we were like, "Yeah, this is good." And so it was like, "How long did it take you to find this thing?" He was like, "Not very, like a couple hours." So yeah, definitely, as Daniel's saying, distress niche, write it down. That is important. So like you want to focus on these niches that are distressed, that have issues, that can be improved upon. Or what I did actually with my toy brand, because toys is cool because you can be really, really unique. And even if you're not a super creative person, because I'm not a super creative person, I mean, look at the thumbnail of this video, I'm not that creative. So like, even if you're not super creative, you can still make a cool product. So my toy brand is really unique. Like there's nothing else like it out there. And like, it sells really well, and I don't do really any marketing for it. Aside from running some PPC on Amazon, but I don't even necessarily need to do that, and it still sells well because it's just unique, and like it's just cool. So like that's just one example. Our more recent brand is not a toy. Um, yeah, our most recent brand is not a toy, but it is for a specific group of people. And if you focus on like a group of people and you figure out like what's causing them problems, and then you like fix those problems with your product, then like it's just gonna sell itself. So I guess let me get some text here. So let me get some text here. So essentially, you want to, step one is obviously find a good product. And I know that that's super vague, so let me expand this and explain a little bit more about it. So not just find a good product, but find a good like niche, right? Distressed market, etc. Okay, and I'll probably switch tabs in a second, and we'll do some research together. But I just want to like lay out these steps real quick. So that's step uno. The second step, okay, is going to be like get some sort of strategy for launching in place. Now, like I said, we put a big X through all of the like launching products and stuff like that. Using giveaways and rebates and stuff. So we don't really want to go that route. So what's really working right now, surprisingly, actually, I guess it's not that big of a surprise if you think about it, but that's Amazon PPC. And I guess it's not surprising because, of course, Amazon wants you to pay them money. But what's great about PPC is that you can get your product in front of people that it wouldn't normally get in front of. But the thing is, before you do PPC, so this is actually, I'm going to put this as step 3, because there's a more important step right here that happens between these, and that's get some reviews. Now, I know that this is difficult, but seriously, 1 to 2 5-star reviews is just going to do it. You don't have to have hundreds or thousands of reviews. Obviously, that makes it better, but really, if you just have like 2 or 3 reviews. So right now, on our new brand that we launched a couple weeks ago, we have 3 5-star reviews, 3 verified 5-star reviews. And like we got that before we started doing this, because if you try to do this without this, your conversion rate's really bad. People are going to see your product. It's going to be in the search results, right? People are going to see your product, but they're not going to buy it because they're like, there's no reviews, right? There's no proof that this is a good product. So it kind of goes back to step 1. If you build a good product, you'll get good reviews. If you get good reviews, people will see it and people will buy the product. So again, it really does start at the beginning with finding a good product in a distressed niche that you can improve upon. Okay, so then you want to run Amazon PPC. And this step right here is actually where I am at right now with this product. We're currently running PPC, a really, really aggressive PPC campaign. And we're actually not losing that much money comparatively. We're actually almost profitable, which is pretty sweet considering we only launched like a couple weeks ago. I see us being profitable actually within just like a month or so, because we lowered the price a lot to kind of like get a lot of sales going. So like if you sell your product at near break-even price to just like get sales going and get reviews, then it's great for the customer, right? Because you have a really good product. It's probably cheaper than everybody else's, It's probably got some good 5-star reviews, and you're going to continue to get sales and build them up. So I could add that in between these two, but I'm not going to, because I mean, really, it's just these three. So then after PPC, and this is what we're going to do next, we're going to like expand into other traffic sources. So this is going to be, right now my favorite is Instagram. Now this could change in the future, but Instagram is really great for a lot of niches. It does kind of depend on your niche, but like most of the products I'm launching are for like people my age, and people my age hang out on Instagram. If you're launching a product that's for people that are 50 plus, Facebook is going to be a better answer, because Facebook has a lot of older people. Instagram's for younger people. So it kind of depends on like, you know, how old the target audience of your product is. And these are things that you should know from step one. You should be able to do some market research, actually do some due diligence, and find out, hey, who exactly is buying my product? And then kind of like figure out who that person is. And then like you can even, you know, put a label on them, give them a name, and put a picture of them on your bulletin board like I did. So like, you know, if your product is sold to someone named Steve, then print a picture out of Steve and put him on your bulletin board and say, this is my potential customer. This is like who I'm going after. How old is Steve? Where does Steve live? What does he like to do? What are his hobbies? You know, does he spend a lot of time on social media? If he does, where does he hang out? Like, which platform does he like? But I like Instagram for a lot of reasons, because it's also really cheap to get your name out there. All you have to do is essentially pay an influencer, or potentially even just give your product away for free to an influencer, and they'll post about it to their audience. And think about it, if you give one product away for free and they talk about it on their Instagram, and that results in even just 2 or 3 sales, you probably have at least broken even from that. And so like any more past that is a profit. And again, that's what I like about Instagram. So this is kind of like, I know this is really simple, but like that's the cool thing about it, is it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to do all this keyword, you know, like how many searches per month. I mean, you should know what your keywords are, and you should put them in your listing, because you do want to rank for them. But in order to rank for them, you're going to have to do these other things. And I'll add a 5th step on here. That's again, like not super necessary, but you can, I know I said not to do giveaways, but you can actually do giveaways here. Instead of at the very beginning, you actually do giveaways last. And you really only want to do giveaways if you reach like kind of like a plateau or like a high point where you can't like break through that. So like, let's say, you know, you're consistently growing your sales, and you get to a point where you're like, man, I can't sell more than 10 units a day, no matter how much I'm spending on Amazon PPC. I'm doing all this, you know, stuff on Instagram, but I cannot get past 10 units a day, or, you know, whatever, you know, your niche is. And let's say you're ranked, you know, number 4 for some keyword organically, and you're like, I want to be number 1. It's very easy to go from being ranked 200 to being ranked 10. But it's very hard to go from being ranked 3 to rank 2 or 1, because you have to overtake the people that have been there probably the longest. So that's kind of when you have to like really, really push it. And that is when giveaways could be useful. But I don't think giveaways at the very beginning are working very well. And I think that this strategy, not only is it better long-term, but if you're looking to sell your brand, this is what you need to do. Because as someone who would potentially buy an Amazon brand, I'm going to look at, was this product, you know, did they manipulate the sales rank when they launched it, right? And are they continuing to use like black hat or gray hat methods to like get the product going and keep it going? Because if they are, I don't want to buy that brand. It definitely lowers the value of the brand if you're, you know, basically fast rushing it into market and you're using all these manipulations and things like that. So if you want to sell the brand and you want to build a long-term brand, manipulating the sales ranks is not going to be a way to like do that. Again, you could do it, but way down the line when actually you're plateaued to a point where you like can't get any more sales. So any questions about this method? I want to answer some questions about this particular method. If you have any questions specifically, let me know. So Daniel says, you'll say ads on Instagram as well. Yeah, I think ads on Instagram are still pretty cheap, but I think just having influencers shout you out is a pretty great way to do it too, because like then you don't have to worry about paying Facebook money. And my least favorite thing to do is pay Mark Zuckerberg more money. But I mean, you definitely can do Instagram ads. The issue with ads is like the cost per click is usually really high. So unless you have a really high margin product, you're probably not going to make a lot of money on them. So that's why I don't particularly love ads in general. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me see if I can fix this. Let me make myself full screen. Woo! There we go. All right. So it looks like no questions, huh? No questions on this method. Guys, let me know if there's any questions. Anyone can let me know, what is that? Don't know what that means, man. Don't know what that means. Don't even know. Okay, well, that is essentially all I have for this live stream. But I do want to announce, sort of, not like a huge thing, Go Atlas is my new company, and we basically teach people and help people sell on Amazon. So you can check that in the link below and just kind of check that out. We have a really long blog post about online arbitrage that Jake wrote. It's really good. So you can read that blog post, and then you can check out our services if you want. So a lot of cool stuff going on at Go Atlas, and that's kind of what I've been focused on lately. So yeah, check it out, because that's something I've been working on for like 6 months now, and I'm excited about it because I think it's going to help a lot of people, which is cool. So Jonathan says, it came in late. In simple terms, what's the biggest difference between this and keywords? Essentially, the biggest difference, let's see. The biggest difference is the fact that you don't have to worry about keywords as much. You still need to like know what keywords you're ranking for, and you still need to like put those in your listing, but you don't have to like give away a ton of units. You don't have to do like rebates and stuff. Essentially, it's focusing on building a good product first, and then letting the product sell itself, because you did the legwork up front. You don't have to worry about it when it actually gets in stock, because like the biggest headache is you've done all this product research, you've developed this product, you've worked with manufacturers, you've got it shipped, you dealt with freight forwarders and all this stuff. You finally get into Amazon, and then it doesn't sell. So like that's an issue that I see happening over and over and over with everybody. And then I ask them, okay, what's your product? And they show me their product, and I'm like, how is this original? This is just another garlic mincer. This is just another meat claw. It's just another this, just another that. There's nothing special about their product. So make your product special, even if it's something simple like adding, a little add-on or something like that. Our most recent product is essentially, it's like a kit, right? It's a full kit of a bunch of different products, all in one, and we just made the kit better by adding more stuff to it, and then we offer it at a comparable or even cheaper price. So it doesn't have to be anything like insanely complicated, but just make it unique, make it so that it's not like anything your competition's doing, because a lot of people, gurus specifically, and I'll hold myself accountable to this as well, have always said, like if your competition's doing it, just do marketing better. But at the end of the day, that's not going to work anymore, because consumers are becoming, very conscious of, hey, most of these products are all exactly the same. I'm just going to buy the cheapest one. And you don't really want to get into a price war on Amazon. Trust me, you don't, because people will always be able to get it cheaper than you, and people will sell it at a loss to beat you. So you don't want to get into that kind of stuff. So if you can build a unique product or improve upon a niche of products, then you're going to find that you're going to win, especially in the long term. So like that's kind of the big difference there, because like that's really the most important part of building any product or building any service or building any company, is just focusing on the customer and solving their problems. So yeah, I hope that long-winded answer answered your question. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about for this live stream. I know it's kind of shorter than what I normally do. But thanks for coming out and watching. And when I've got new updates on my new brand that we're launching, and what's going on with that, I'll be sure to make another video or do another live stream talking about it. So yeah, everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll see all of you guys later. Bye.